Hey everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Mitch's a Minute, the show where we actually have subjects now because we found out that the old format doesn't quite work as well as we were hoping it would. So for those of you who are familiar with some of our other podcast shows, we're going to be trying to make every episode about like a singular subject, like maybe we'll branch off here and there, but for the most part, we're trying to have a focus on it. Today's episode, I kind of want to talk about an old subject we've already talked about here on the channel, on a previous Velvet Talk. But kind of, we'd have to explain before we get into the actual topic itself. I'm joined today with Amanda and Nate, as usual. You guys seem to be my most consistent guests.
As per usual.
Yeah.
As per usual, because we have so much spare time, but no spare time because of this game.
So let's get into it. So about a month and a half ago, we all got into FF14. Me, Tabby, Amanda, and Nate. We all got into this game, and
we all sold our souls.
It's
very next.
For those of you who don't know what Final Fantasy XIV is, it is an MMORPG that you can play on the PC, PS4. It has crossplay features. It's one of the biggest MMOs next to World of Warcraft numbers and shit like that. If you ask me, I think it's Square Enix's big crown jewel at the moment. I think that this is one of the best MMOs they've ever made. I think that I didn't play FF11, but I've heard some really good things about both of them, obviously, and I think that this is the If I have to play an MMO, it would be this. I've tried World of Warcraft; it doesn't work.
We tried.
Well, and that's kind of what I want to talk about today. Is okay. So, me personally, I have tried to play other MMOs because I played this game before. Unlike you two, who have not played an MMO before this. I tried. I genuinely tried to play another MMO. I played this game for 2 years. For 2 solid years, I was playing FF14. I was, it was a fun experience. I was in game, not in game, but what people would call a raider. I would meet up with people every week, and we would do end game dungeons together to grind out little tokens to then exchange for better gear to do it all over again. We would get money and prizes and mounts and shit by doing this. And I did it for a fucking year. For 1 solid year, I was a raider. And it was great. I had tons of fun. But then I kind of dropped the game. I admittedly stopped playing the game. Just because it just wasn't fun. For some reason, I kind of got bored with it, and truth be told, what happened, I had a guild where all of us would come in and do stuff, and I just didn't have the time to do it as much, so I kind of dropped the game. I switched my character server, and that was it for 2 years.
Yeah.
I had no intention of coming back to FF14, but by God, did I fucking miss it. There is genuine fun to be had in this game, and this is kind of where I want you guys to kind of come in, because Nate, you essentially were the one that kickstarted this whole fucking cesspool of shit that we're in right now.
Well, you wanted us to play a game together, and it's what's something that's cross-compatible? And it's hey, FF's there, and you've been wanting to play it again. Why not?
Is he?
And you were so hesitant for so long.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, so fucking far, I think it's accurate to say that we might be obsessed with the game.
So this is coming from a veteran player, which is a weird thing to say, but out of us, I'm the veteran player. So my original character was Oz Milstrom. He was a Makode, which is a cat guy, and I was a DPS player, which means in the team, which is made of a tank, a damage dealer, and a healer, like Overwatch. I was the damage dealer, and that was my whole gimmick. But when you guys started up, I wanted to switch into a more of a tankish role, and I built a new character. And instead of tanking, I have been fishing and and mining. And
Yeah, you decided to be a tank for all of about 40 levels, and then you went, I fucking hate this. I'd rather stare at my fucking character sitting on his ass, waiting for my fucking fishing rod to make a doot noise, and fucking do that for fucking 20 hours, than fucking be a tank.
Now, to be fair, the reason why I did that is because Oz was
Mitch, you are pretty much level 50 in every gathering and crafting class. You hate tanks.
I don't hate tanks. I think that tanks are fun when you get to 50. I think that tanking can be a fucking blast when you have all the tools in your possession. But before we even get into that, why don't we cover into what you two created before we go and make this an actual Mitch's Minute where I just ramble and rant all over my fucking carpet? Why don't we talk about I'm more interested to hear about what you guys did. What is the characters you made? What are the roles you took?
Sure. Do you want to go first, Nate?
Nah, you should.
Jesus Christ.
Nate's like, nah, I'm still on vacay. Fuck that. Fucking, okay, I made a Makote cat girl. She is a healer, specifically a conjurer. And a white mage. So, I'm almost mid-50s with her now, after playing with her for about a month. I am a level 50 botanist and a level 46 alchemist, because I decided that I wanted her to be really, really, really into magic. And I don't know, I kind of like being the healer. It's nice. I've never had to do this much reading for a fucking video game before. So that was fucking interesting to find out that they don't tell you jack shit. They're just like, yeah, good luck. Fucking, they don't tell you anything. They're just like, yeah, I mean, you'll figure it out.
So
you'll get there.
But that's... I want to get into it, but I want Nate to say what he did first.
Okay. But my goal, since I fucking literally started this game, my goal fucking class was astrologian. That is that's essentially like a support healer with that uses tarot cards to do their job. And I have been fucking obsessed with that fucking class since before we even fucking started.
And we can't get there just yet.
We can't you guys are so fucking close.
I know.
All you have to do is get through. There is one more trial, because you're, level 49, right? So it's there's one more trial, then there's 2 8-man dungeons, and then that's the Realm Reborn, and then you guys have to do the interlude, and then you get to Heaven's Word.
It's a beautiful aesthetic for a class, Warren. Oh my god. Fucking,
yeah,
I love a tarot, and it's so beautiful because their fucking tarot cards spin around in this orb, and you just fucking summon huge flaming fucking tarot cards. It's beautiful.
I remember, I'm pretty sure Amanda and I were grouped up and we're doing something. For some reason, we're in Limsa, and there was an astrologian going fucking nuts with their abilities, and we're just
because it looked like they were maybe a brand new astrologian who fucking is looking at all their shit for the first time. So they're in the middle of the fucking main area, and they're doing all of these different fucking spells, and I'm sat there fucking mesmerized, going, "Oh yes, please." Yes, please.
I can't reach that class yet. It's in the DLC. You still need to go through the base game.
God.
I'm in a very similar boat with that one because I want to try Machinist, but I can't.
Oh, dude, Machinist is so fucking good.
I'm fucking ready, man. I'm so ready.
Excited. I've been so desperate for this fucking class, dude. That fucking while waiting for this class, I took a fucking botanist from level 20 to fucking 50.
So, okay, we should get into that, but Nate, you need to fucking go.
I need to talk about things. So I also went Mikote because, and I started off as a conjurer because I wanted to start off in Limsa so I could go to rogue.
You mean Arcanist?
Arcanist, fuck, conjurer, Arcanist.
Yeah, I'm okay because I was like,
never
okay,
touched
no,
that class.
Yeah, conjurers, like, okay, and that's another thing we might have to explain. Based on what your main class start off in a different area. Conjurers and the like fucking start off in Gridania, which is this huge foresty fucking area. Fucking,
which I'm baffled that I'm able to navigate.
Yeah,
somehow.
Like oddly. And then there's Limsa, which is this huge like port city that's fucking built upwards instead of outwards, like fucking Gridania, and it's ran by pirates. And then there's Ul'dah, which is like so fucking weird, and I honestly can't explain it. It's like a city under one roof, if that makes any sense. Like the whole city's contained within itself. And it's like a very interesting fucking idea, and it's beautiful. I've never been more lost.
It is.
And I'm a fucking alchemist, and I spend hours there.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. So yeah, I wanted to start off in Limsa, so I went Arcanist. Once I was able to, it's like Arcanist was okay. I realized very quickly that I wasn't into spellcasting. So the second I was able to change to rogue, I did. And then I rogue / ninja because I took that all the way through. And then after I hit 50 with ninja, I did samurai for a bit. So I stopped using my samurai class for the time being, and I'm kind of just playing around with other classes. Well, I wanted to try archer / bard out, and I just got to bard. I think I've only done like the second bard quest at the moment.
Oh, and by the way, Insane Oddball says that because we're all cats, everybody is Nekojishi.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Dang it.
We'll get into that.
No, I'm a girl in the game. Don't worry about it.
I'm a girl.
Yeah, I'm not even. I had to make a second character. We'll get into that. Jesus.
Yeah. I'm kind of like just aiming to just do DPS classes that I enjoy, and especially because I have a class that is already at level 50, I can try out like the higher up DPS classes. So I'm just gonna be messing around with that until I can try out Machinist and see how that goes. Because the only like gathering class, which in a sense isn't a gathering class, was fishing. I don't know why I did fishing.
I don't know why you fucking did fishing either, but somehow you took it to like level what, 48?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, though that fucker's nearly 50, and I've just not bothered with it.
You took it to 48, and then you're like, nah, I'm done. I don't even want mastery of this fucking class.
Yeah, that's right. Jesus Christ. Your audio's coming out real fun. No, so that kind of covers it, though, yeah. That kind of covers. I mean, and then obviously there's Tappa. He wasn't here right now, but she is a black mage. Aura is a dragon race,
which is a dragon person.
Yeah, and those guys are all fun. But okay, so now we kind of set the stage here. All of us went into this game with kind of like some little bit of a base knowledge. All of us kind of went in with like. Essentially, I kind of guided the team a bit I had a new character named Noah Hawkthorne, and he went from being the team tank to team grandfather. Where now
not even team dad at this point.
Yeah.
Well, at first you were team dad, and then you fucking changed his appearance, and now you're team grandpa.
Which is funny because I'm actually gonna change it back.
And you're just gonna change back to team dad.
I might. I don't know yet. I'm still trying to figure it out.
No, make Noah have gray hair.
Well, that's that's the trick. So right now there is this thing where all of us have been playing this game for about a month and a half. All of us have been involved in FF14. We've talked about it off camera and on camera. We've been, we've kind of just completely surrounded ourselves with this game. And I will say, I have clocked over 1,000 fucking hours in the multiple years I played this game. It was like 50. The last time I checked, and this was like a month ago, the lifetime play time on my character was like, what was it, like 55 days, some shit like that, like 55 days.
Yeah.
And the thing with FF is that makes it different than any of the other MMOs is when you make a character, you're not locked into a class. You can try anything you want. And I think that that's what makes it such an addictive game. Because now you're not just like, well, I have to be, I'm Noah Hawkthorne, I'm a warrior, and I can only do warrior things. Like, the game purposely sets it up so that you can try whatever you want, you can experiment without having to completely make an entirely new character and start it all over again. And
which, by the way, that character customization is kind of ridiculous.
And
just a little bit.
My biggest complaint is that I want longer hair.
Well, it's funny because I think... Nah, I was trying to think of like a character that might have super long hair, but I think they purposely keep it at a specific length so that it doesn't like cut into armor and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
But
doesn't mean I like it.
But that's the thing. So like FF14 has been like it's been one of my addictions for like a long time. So then coming back with you guys has been like an entirely different experience because instead of doing the traditional raider thing, which would be, trying to min-max everything, I've taken the game at a way more relaxed kind of pace where it's waiting. Essentially, I transferred my character Oz over to this server so that when you guys are ready to go where I'm at in the story, which I didn't even get to the second expansion, I didn't get to Stormblood. I bought it, I intended to play it, and then I just didn't do it for some reason. I genuinely just gave up.
Mitch with this game a couple of years ago is Nate with fishing. It's right there, but fuck it.
Well, you really
right
should
there.
just get to 50.
I'm looking at it. It's in my fucking hands. Do I want it? Fuck no.
Jesus
I
just imagine throwing like a level 50 fish just out the fucking window.
Jesus Christ. Well, that's the thing. So like so you dropped it. I fucking picked up fishing and I got to 50 in a week. Like it didn't take that long to get the gathering, at least fishing.
No.
To 50.
Oh, no.
And I think the thing that I kind of want to emphasize with this Midgesman is we're all playing this game. Like whenever we have like a spare moment from jobs, doing the show and prep work for that or anything like that, like Tabby will come home from her job and she'll hop on the 14 to play Lancer while I cook dinner or something like that. This game is horribly addicting. It is a game.
It's horribly addicting. Do you know what I just spent the last fucking 2 hours doing? Picking hay.
When you put it like that,
this game's real fun.
Well, that's the thing. I could talk about how I am now. What is it? I am now a what's my stupid title they gave me? I'm a provider of the land because I got the 3 gathering classes to 50.
Yeah.
And then if I can get them all to 60, I get oh damn it, if I get them all to 60, I get Master of the Lands. And then if I get them all to 70, which is the max, at the time of this recording, it is the max level, then I will become, quote unquote, the title becomes God of the Land. Because you are essentially, you think about it, your character is going around mining ore that's really valuable, fishing fish that are super hard to catch, and like getting wood and like catching bugs and all this shit, because like that's the character. And my first time around, I didn't do jack shit. I didn't do this gathering shit. Like I was a raider. I went into dungeons. I fucking, like I was an adventurer. And this time around, because I've experienced it all. I'm waiting. I'm essentially waiting for you guys to catch up to where I'm at in the benchmark in Heavensward, I'm having a blast just fucking fishing, or just like being like, oh man, I want to catch. For like a week, I was like, I want that gigant fish, I want that gigant shark, because if you get the gigant shark and you have culinarian, which is the cooking class, to 30. Then you could break down the shark into its core components, quote unquote, and you get items. And one of those was a necklace and a tattoo. And I'm like, I fucking want that. Like, I don't know why. I wanted it. I was like, that's cool. And that's the thing. The thing that makes these games addicting, I think what makes 14 especially addicting for me is the fact that you guys are playing it. The fact that like I have friends that I could be like, hey, let's get it. Like, we started a guild in the game. It's called a free company. And we're like, hey, for the last 3 weeks, we have been saving every fucking penny we have to buy a house in the game. Every fucking...
Yeah, fucking literally to buy a house. Literally. And it was, we had like the most heartbreaking fucking situation just the other day about that.
Like,
it was so sad.
So yesterday we saved 3.5 million gold, like in-game currency, like Gil. And we go to the mist, we see that there's a house available, we get there's 2 other people waiting for the price to drop. And I'm there with all the money in my pockets, and I cannot buy the house for the guild. I can buy it for myself, but I can't buy it for the guild, because guess what? Our guild rank within the server, or not within the server, but like in general, isn't high enough. And we found that out the hardest way possible, because we are halfway to leveling up our guild rank to 6, which would let us buy the house. And if that sounds fucking ridiculous to you, believe me, I fucking get it. I was there. It hurt. Like, it was this thing where it's like, well, fuck. So now the plan... Because get this. The minute that a house is there is only a limited amount of houses available in each server. There were 3 houses available yesterday, all at 3.5 mil. And now they're all gone. So now we have to wait until the next opportune moment to try to get a house. So not only do we need the 3.5 million to get the plot of land, we also need to build a house there, which costs another $1 million. The way that this system works is so convoluted, and it's so fucking crazy, and I love it. And for some reason, I'm just, like, I'm so into it, because we've already poured so much work. Like, we're all working together to put this money into our like, company chest, where we all get to share items with each other. And we are so close to the finish line, and I just want that house. And if we can get this house, I will make it the thumbnail image for the Midge's Minute that just declares we have the house. When I want...
Yeah, when we get the house, we will fucking just be like, we got the fucking house!
We can name it too. I think we can name like the house like as something stupid, and I think what I'll do is I'll just be like, hey, the people who listen to Mitch's Minute, you guys fucking get to name the house. Also, real quick, at the what I want to do is at the very end of all of this, I want, like, if you guys have any questions, save them for the very end, because we do this live, so we can do that. Save it for the very end, and we'll pick like 3, and then we can go over it.
Yeah. But also, I wanted to like just mention, I think the reason why this game does so well and why fucking people like legit enjoy playing it so much is because fucking the options like that shit are there. So yeah, you can go do like your fucking dungeon crawling, but you could also come out and do like random like side adventures and quests and like learn the story as you go with different classes. Or you could say, fuck it. I don't want to do any of that shit. I want to be a gardener.
Fuck it.
And you can garden for 50 fucking levels.
Okay, so
or you could cook for 50 levels.
Oh yeah.
Or you could fucking buy a house and design it however you want. So you have like weird elements of like a whole bunch of different shit. Like fucking, you want to be a little bit of cooking mama with a fucking Final Fantasy flair? Alright, go do fucking cooking mama. You want to fucking play The Sims? Alright, go play the fucking Sims.
So
fucking...
Well, that's the thing. So one of the things I wanna do when we get a house is I wanna build like, because each of us get our own room. So I want to build my room to make it look like an office, and I want the entire back wall to be a big aquarium filled with hammerhead sharks, because I have a shit ton of them from when I was fishing. Like,
oh, so do I.
And I want it to be lit up and dark and.
I have the goal to be the most fucking edgiest white mage to ever live. I want my fucking bedroom to look like a fucking like mortuary. I literally just want it to look like a fucking haunted house up in that fucking bitch.
So
I randomly drag in fucking plants and different animal parts and shoot out fucking potions at you guys.
Okay, so there is that aspect where the game allows you to do whatever the fuck you want. Because I want to bring this up because it's something that I always remember my dad talking to me about. When I was like 14, my dad was talking about Dungeons and Dragons and how like he never understood why people back when I was, back when he was my age at the time, why people would play that game. He's like, Mitchell, I get the people who want to be like barbarians and stuff, but I don't get the person who's like, I'm gonna be the blacksmith and I'm gonna make the fucking weapons and all that shit. And he even put on that voice and everything. And I remember sitting there, I'm like, yeah, that sounds kind of dumb. And here I am, 26 years old, fucking making armor and weapons and fucking, I'm also just...
He took up the in-game fucking job of being a seamstress.
Like, I make clothing, like, and that's the thing, it is weirdly rewarding. Like, there is something about it that is just so fun. And I think one of the things I kind of need to emphasize before I forget is one of the things that I think FF14 does absolutely fucking right is its community. I think we could get a couple weirdos here and there, like not like because of how do I word this. There's people who RP like live for everyone else in the main hubs, and it's very kind of awkward and weird. But I think for the most part, this community and the way the game was built, everyone's constantly helping each other. Everyone. Whether you're out in the middle of the woods just trying to level up and there's a fate going on, which is like a quest that just spawns and then like, you have to kill a bunch of monsters and shit. Like, a fate can spawn and all of a sudden you're trying to do shit and all the monsters are swarming you, but then don't worry because here comes Big Dick Tank Man and he fucking takes his axe and throws it down, and then the healer comes, and it's this weirdly magical moment that like you think about, and like when people say, what is an MMO, or when you have this romanticized idea about an MMO, that fucking happens in FF14. People will come and help you just randomly. If you die in the middle of a field,
it's so nice.
If you die in the middle of a field, a mage will just come and raise you sometimes, or sometimes they'll be a dick and just walk away. But for the most part,
and like that's the thing, is that I am that mage. If I do see someone down, I'm like, all right, let's do this. I'm gonna fucking raise you from the dead, and then I'm gonna heal you to max, and then I'm gonna say peace and be out. And, like, I do that because it was done for me once, and it's nice. It's so nice to be helped, mind you.
Cheaper. Especially,
mind you. Do I wish that the tanks would sometimes back off? A little bit.
Well, yeah.
Well, okay, so I'm a healer. And tanks, who are just dooting around doing their own shit, will sometimes be like, oh, it's taking her like 2 more hits than usual to fucking kill that enemy. I'll help you. And then they'll fucking like trundle their way over to me like I'm a fucking baby bird. And they're like, I'll protect.
I mean,
and I'm like, and I'm sat there and I'm like totally zoned out. And it's not because it's taking me longer than usual. It's because I have my phone out and I'm switching what podcast I'm listening to while grinding. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? No, go away. I'll protect.
Yeah, I like you're essentially describing like Superman coming to like help someone. Like
I'll save you. It's like fuck off.
I was doing fine, asshole. Like, but that's the thing.
Well, yeah, and like, look, I totally appreciate it. If you see me struggling and you think I really need the help, I totally appreciate the fact that you want to help me. I totally fucking appreciate that. But also, this is happening to me while I'm fighting like things that are 20 levels below me. The fucking tank is over 10 levels below me.
Okay.
And I'm sat there going like, look, I'm fine.
Okay, though that makes sense. That's
yeah, and I'm like, hey, I'm okay. Look,
usually
it's
like
a level 30. I'm like level fucking 54. I think I got this. All I was doing was switching what podcast I was listening to. In fact, it only took like 5 health off of me. I can't even see that effect on my fucking screen. I'm fine. I don't even get XP from this dude anymore, dude.
Jeez.
Usually, if you like you need help killing something, you usually ask like myself or Mitch. So
I got an Amanda's Lex Luthor.
No, Jesus.
And also that the room you were describing is a fucking villain's lair.
Yeah, probably. But I mean,
I want it. I don't.
I want a giant cool aquarium that's full of like deadly fish.
Sharks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's fun.
And like, okay,
I think it's a fun idea.
One thing I will have to say is that I do appreciate it. I super appreciate it. I know I sound like I'm kind of being a dick right now. I still appreciate it. I appreciate the fact that you just want to help me get my shit done. Because trust me, when I am that level and when I am struggling, God, do I appreciate it. And I appreciate like seeing like other players wanting to go help other players. That's so nice. I'm glad I'm seeing that. It's a good community. I really enjoy it. Do I also just want to listen to fucking like a podcast and like zone out while I grind out shit for my fucking alchemy class? Yeah.
I also want to point out something real quick. One of the things that I had sold you guys on with FF14 was the idea that in this game you can kind of do anything. When I originally said that, I meant it in the way that, like, you can be a healer, you can be a tank, you can be a DPS, you can garden, and there's all these mini things. You can go to a gambling house and gamble! Like, there's a weird...
if you want to gamble all the day, you can gamble. If you want to build furniture, you got that. Yeah, we looking at you, Nate. You have
I'm aware. I go to the Golden Saucer every day.
That's the gambling house in game is very fun.
Honestly,
it's very festive.
I think you can do just about anything except for like breeding. Like you can't breed animals.
You can.
I think that's.
You can't breed animals. You can do that thing in botany where you take the seeds and mix and match them. I know that much at the very least. But that's the thing. I find out new shit all the time, and one of the things that I actually forgot about in the game, I forgot you can make your own airship and travel to a exclusive dungeon for guilds. Like, you can go travel to a land where it has exclusive ore and exclusive botanist stuff and exclusive fish and like an exclusive dungeon. And I just genuinely forgot that it was just an option. If you and your guild can build an airship, it's fucking there. And it's one of those things where I'm like, well, shit, I have all my crafting stuff up. I want to do this. That being said, we are actually reaching about the time where we would start closing things up on Mitch's Minute.
Really?
We are 35 minutes in, and I wanted to give some time for questions. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. While you guys are typing those away, though, I will say this. Ep20 is one of the best games I've ever played. It is still constantly one of the best games I've ever played. Even like a couple years later, when I'm rediscovering things about this game that I didn't know about. There's tons of things that I just still am experiencing for the first time. It's huge. It's a stupidly massive game, and the best part is I have 2 expansions to look forward to. I bought Stormblood, yes, but like coming out July is Shadowbringers, and I've pre-ordered my copy because I'm looking forward to it. There's a new tank class and everything, and I'm fucking gunning for it. Ironically, it's called Gunbreaker, and there's a new playable race, the Viera, which are like these rabbit people, and they're like a direct reference to FF12. Like, it is one of the best games I've ever played. It is a definite recommendation. I cannot emphasize enough how much of this game has just been... It's just a good experience, and I know that it's kind of hard to get into because MMOs do take up a lot of time, but hey, you know, I think it's personally worth it.
Well, I feel like, yeah, like, it takes up a lot of time, but I don't know. It's, like, it's okay to take breaks from it, though. Like, through this game, you can take it at your own pace. The only reason we're kind of, like, going through it real fast is kind of, like, a lot of the stuff that we want to do is in the next expansion. So we need to get through the main, like, the story quests of, like, the actual game first before we get to the DLC. But... like, I feel like you can take this game at your own pace. Like, if you don't have a lot of spare time, it's like if you don't have a lot of spare time and you just want to play an MMO, I would probably suggest FF because you can just do whatever the fuck you want. You don't actually have to do the main story, which is also another thing.
If you're tired of fucking people who are like level 100 and they're fucking with you because they can, I'd do this one.
Yeah.
I do fucking Final Fantasy 14 because I've never had that. I've never had someone fucking fuck with me because of my level. I've never had someone fuck with me because I wasn't where they are. I've never had someone fuck with me because I didn't have nice looking gear or whatever. If anything, I've had people who were just genuinely nice, will go out of their way to be nice, and will go out of their way to help me, which is fucking crazy.
I think it's just like, if you were like appearing to be a lower level, I think like most people assume that that's not your first class. For like a few of them. It's just like...
oh, yeah.
So it's just like, It's like, it says you're that, but that's probably not your first class. Honestly, because I tried playing WoW, and I had I had some fun with it. It was alright. Because my brother's been playing it since he was 18. He is now Mitch's age, and he's still playing it out of spite. I think it's just out of spite because Blizzard's not doing so hot, but that's a conversation for another day, I feel.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Ugh, I could talk about that for a while. But
in another life.
In another life. Yeah, in Blizzard's next life, fingers crossed.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll stop. It's okay. But no, like FS, like I was surprised with how much I got into it. Cause how it started off with me getting kind of addicted to this game, it was kind of like, yeah, I just want to play like a game with everyone, with all of my friends. And then I got smashed with work the week that we started playing it. And then, so I was like, only just scraping by levels to actually do the dungeons that we had to do for the main story quest. So then I'm just like, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna play the fuck out of this until like I feel like I'm at a decent level, and then it's like, and then I can, take a break from it. I don't need to play it every day. And then like when we're all together, I can play it again. That it didn't go out that way. I just ended up continuously playing it to the point that Tabby got concerned. It still makes me laugh, man. It's like I concerned Mitch's wife of my health.
Because you are constantly fucking playing this game, yeah.
Oh, well, the worst part is that Blue. I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna try to get Blue Mage started, and I'm gonna start the DPS class of Gathering. Oh, fuck. All right.
Yeah.
Is Blue Mage in in the original game, or is like DLC?
Well, so they made it so that it's one of the two classes that are going to be like in Shadowbringers, but they allow, so because of how it works, you essentially have, so Blue Mage and FF in general works that in the way that if an enemy uses a special attack, and then if you defeat that enemy, you get that ability. In other FFs, you'd have to get hit by the attack, but I think in this one, it's like you just have to wait for him to use it and then defeat the enemy so you can obtain it. It seems like a really interesting class. I'm really excited to try it out. I just have to grind out to get to 50, and then I can start it up with like, I just got to grind like, I think Warrior to 50, and then I can get into it. But anyways, guys, we're at that point where we got to end it up. I didn't see any questions in the comment section. Oh, except for Insane Oddball had one question. What podcast does Amanda listen to?
Oh, I usually listen to either a true crime podcast, or I'm listening to like My Brother and Me, or just some weird bullshit. I've picked up like a couple of I guess they're technically occult podcasts, like Chilluminati. Fucking, because they're real funny, and it's just really nice to fucking relax to, honestly. That's about it.
We also have one question from Oceana. What is your favorite classes so far? I'll have you two answer, and then I'll go.
I'm having a lot of fun with Bard so far. Like,
let's see.
Yeah, like the more I get into that, it's real fun. Also, just being a ranged DPS is fucking so great. Because as much as I loved Rogue and Ninja, having to be very, very close, it was such a hindrance trying to kill shit.
So far, I've only really had like a firm grasp on like healing, and but I have to say I do like Arcanist, mostly because I can A, summon shit, and B, fucking heal as well. I don't like, I've come to notice that I don't like classes in which I can't heal, if that makes any sense.
You prefer
whether
having
that's
the
a
supportive
self-heal
role.
Yeah, I like the option, I guess. I
also,
like fucking having the option to fucking heal if I need to.
Also, you love Arcanist because you get a carbuncle.
Yeah, I get a fucking furry little bastard, and I love him.
Carbuncles are like, how would you describe? They look like,
I would say
they're
like
foxes.
Yeah, close to.
Carbuncles, I would say, are close to like if a cat, a dog, and a fox had a fluffy friend, that would be it.
A fluffy friend.
That's right. If you imagine what a childhood imaginary friend would look like, that's what a carbuncle looks like.
You're not wrong.
So I actually pulled that one straight from FF15. So my favorite class, fuck, they're all really good. I'm not gonna lie, they're all like really, really good. I've been a tank, I've been a DPS, and I've been a healer. Fuck.
Yeah, this must be really hard for you because you've done a lot of other classes. Like,
well, when I was in a guild, part of that was just, you know, trying to get other classes to help other people out. So like I was a level 60 I was a scholar, which made me a healer at level 60, and I was also I was a fucking machinist for a long time. I would say my main class for a while was machinist. I was also a level 60 black mage. At the time, that was the level cap. I was level 60 black mage. I was a level 60 summoner. I was level 60 ninja. Fucking monk. I was a level 60 dark knight. Like, I don't really know. I guess the thing is that if I had to pick one class that I had the most fun with, I'd honestly say probably machinist, just because I think that's the class I clocked the most time in. I spent a lot of time figuring that shit out. But nowadays, I would probably say arcanist, and even then, I'm not entirely sure about that. Like, Bard is also super solid, but they changed some things up for it, so I have to get used to that again. Honestly, I'm just more excited for, like, I know it sounds like kind of shitty, but I'm excited because, like, I didn't realize it, but I got Samurai to 60, and if I can, when you guys go through the next set of stuff, I'll tank for you, obviously, when we do 4-man, but when we do, when we do 8-man, I think I'll switch I think I might double heal with Amanda, or I will DPS with Nate and Tabby. Because I like playing Samurai. Samurai's so good. Samurai's such a good class. Holy shit.
It's so much fun, man.
Yeah.
So much fun.
I mean, I might get into Summoner. Summoner does look like it could be really, really fucking fun. So I might be into that a little bit more than just Arcanist. But like I said, the goal is the Astrologian. I have been literally dying to get to that fucking point since I started. So I will try out both though. Any FF class you wish they adapted to FF14?
So that's the thing. When I think of FF14's class system, I think it's pretty solid. I do think they need another healer though. I think that okay, so we have like what, 3 tank classes, right? We have Dark Knights, we have Warriors and Paladins, and then we also have upcoming is Gunbreaker, which will be the next tank class. I do think we need another White Mage class, and I want to say I think Dancer would be a really solid choice for like having that support play.
Yeah, I like the idea of a Dancer. I'd really like to see one.
I think that could be really, really fun. I think that could be really solid. I think that, because that's the thing. I want whatever the next white major support based class to be. I want it to be something where people can go into it and have a lot of fun. Because one of the things that I not to get too technical into this conversation, but one of the things that a lot of people didn't like about Scholar was the fact that what you could do, and what I did, is you could level a summoner all the way to 60, and because the base class was Arcanist, which happens to be the same base class for Scholar, you could just pick up a high quality Scholar book, have that, and be able to be a relatively shitty Scholar. You'd still have to do the quests to get the other abilities, but you could be a passable Scholar. And a lot of people didn't like the fact that one base class branched off into a DPS and a healing class, because then all of a sudden all these DPS would just switch over to a healing class when they didn't really know what they were doing at level 60, which is real bad. And
which is not good.
Dude, running into it is kind of like this weird feeling, because like I was ironically, I was a Scholar who did that exact thing. But I did take the time to learn how to do it. I took an Astrologian all the way from 30 to 50 to get a better idea of how basic White Mage kind of works. And I think I had like White Mage to 40 or something like that before I was like, wow, this is not nearly as fun as the other two classes.
Yeah, White Mage is...
Well, I think that if you want to play more of a supportive, like not just healing, but maybe also doing some more stuff, I think Scholar and Astro are the perfect classes for you. I think that works out. But I would like to see Dancer or maybe some sort of shamanistic one, like maybe like not, because obviously like when I think of White Mages, in FF there's not a lot of variety with it. There's the White Mage, and that's about it. The only other thing I can think of is a Summoner, but even then, that's in the game, and it's a DPS class.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's not like really a Final Fantasy class, but a lot of FF14 is based off of the like Dungeons and Dragons like theory. I want to see a more, I don't know, traditional druid, I guess.
Ooh, that could be fun.
Because in Gridania, they literally shove fucking like nature down your fucking throat. They're like, hey, you want to be a white mage? You want to heal people? You better love nature, motherfucker. Guess what happens if you don't love nature? You die. Like,
maybe it is. Well, that's the thing. Like, I think that if they go for that more, if they go for that, they'd have to pick like. I feel like because in World of Warcraft they do that, right? Where they have like you do have that druid. You have elves who become druids and stuff like that. They have their own aesthetic for it and everything like that. And I think the one issue I would see with that just off the bat would be while you'd have that natural healer, I think that it would conflict with the Gridania kind of stuff that they set up. Unless you set it in a different place, which could totally work.
Yeah.
So
I mean, which you could totally do. You could pull like the shit with the fucking bunnies where it's like, they've come down from the mountains, or like, these fucking druids from like a far off land who fucking, because a lot of like white mage and conjurer is like you work together with nature, and nature fuels your spirit, and if you fucking don't listen to nature will fucking eat you. Instead of like a druid.
No, like there was
like a dude straight up. There was a fucking character in the main story for White Mage who's just like, I don't need to fucking be one with nature. My mom wasn't one with nature, and the guild leader's like, yeah, and your mom's fucking dead.
That's right.
And then fucking she like tries to like heal this dude, like legit raise him, and all of a sudden she like starts dying, and I'm like, oh shit. Dude was right.
Well, and I think that it can. I think you can do that. I just think that there has to be something else, and that's the thing. I think that Dancer almost could be the answer to that. Maybe not in the sense that you're pulling from nature, but the idea that you are pulling from a different source. That's the main issue of having another support class, and I bet that's the conversation we're having is probably like emulated over at fucking Square Enix, where they're like, how do we do another white mage?
Well, okay, what if they're not like a healer? What if that's not their whole main gimmick? What if fucking they're like a druid in which everyone thinks they're full of pussy bullshit, but instead they're fucking working one-on-one with nature? What if 2 damage they use fucking nature?
Well, but that would just be adding another DPS class, and we already have like 8 of those. Like maybe
we already got a lot of those.
We have Overwatch levels of like that's the thing. If you want to have a druid that does that kind of stuff as a DPS, absolutely, like that could be super fun.
I mean, I guess it comes down to what do you consider druid as a class in D&D.
I always saw it as the in between. Druid as a class.
Why can't they be that?
Because FF14 says they have to be a tank, healer, or DPS class.
The bullshit.
It's how the entire system is built!
I know.
But you're describing as World of Warcraft. You're. I'm not sure if you realize this. In this conversation about druids, you have literally been describing World of Warcraft.
I know, but literally, fucking, I do not fucking sit through fucking almost 55 levels of fucking nature hippie bullshit. Fucking to be told that I can't fucking make Roots smack a bitch. That's all I want.
Well, then play World of Warcraft.
No!
I want Roots to smack a bitch!
Okay.
That's all I want.
World of Warcraft and
You know what I get instead? You know what I get instead? I get the, oh, do you feel the fucking, the breeze in your hair? Isn't that nice? You can hear nature. It's so happy. And I'm sat here going like, yeah, well, fucking at least one of us is.
Okay, you know
fucking
what?
Hand me my weird talking googly-eyed fucking wand, because that's my fucking highest level fucking bullshit that you gave me.
Okay, well, I think that what needs to happen is I think we need to have this. We need to come back to this topic at some point in the future when you're an astrologian, and then go from there. Because I think that
when I'm an astrologian and I have abandoned conjurer and white mage,
like I think that is where we're at. I think that everything you described for Druid is literally just World of Warcraft. It's that's just how it is. That
I just want a poison ivy character, man.
Dude,
I just want that.
All right, we're gonna end this episode of Mitch's Minute. We're like 55 minutes in. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Next week I will not be here, so we're not doing a Mitch's Minute next week. I'm actually gonna go back home to my hometown, and I'm gonna go see my folks and stuff like that. And I will be out for like Monday and Tuesday, or not Monday and Tuesday. I'll be out Sunday and Monday, but then we should be back. Anyways, guys. Thanks for joining me up today, and thank you for your questions and everything, and we'll catch you guys next time on Mitch's Minute! What up, bitches? Ah!